Hello, chosen ones. In the biblical context, wisdom isn't merely about being smart or knowing a lot of facts. Instead, it's about having the discernment to apply knowledge in ways that are pleasing to God. It's the ability to make decisions that are in righteousness and love. It's about living our lives in harmony with God's will, and that is a lifelong journey. What does wisdom and knowledge mean according to the Bible? Have you ever pondered this question? In this video, we delve into the rich tapestry of biblical teachings to unravel the profound meanings of these two pivotal concepts: wisdom and knowledge. Knowledge, on the other hand, is the awareness and understanding of facts, truths, and information. However, in the spiritual realm, it goes beyond the acquisition of information. It involves knowing God, understanding His laws, and recognizing the workings of His divine plan. Now, there's a significant distinction we must make between worldly wisdom and godly wisdom. Worldly wisdom is based on human understanding and experiences, and while it can be useful, it is limited and fallible. Godly wisdom, however, is a divine gift that leads to truth and everlasting life. It is rooted in the fear of the Lord, which isn't about being scared, but about revering, respecting, and acknowledging God as the ultimate source of wisdom and knowledge. This reverence for God, this fear of the Lord, is the gateway to wisdom and knowledge. It is the cornerstone of spiritual growth and understanding. It's an awe-inspiring recognition of God's omnipotence and a humble admission of our human limitations. So, understanding the biblical definitions of wisdom and knowledge is our first step towards gaining them. This is just the beginning of our journey into the profound wisdom and knowledge embedded in the Bible. Join us as we continue to explore the transformative power of these divine gifts. Chosen ones, fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. But what does this truly mean? It's time we delve deeper into the profound wisdom contained within the verses of Bible. When we hear the word fear, our minds often jump to feelings of anxiety or terror. But in the context of the Bible, fear of the Lord is about respect, awe, and obedience. It's about recognizing the endless power, wisdom, and love of our Creator and responding with reverence and devotion. Let's look at Proverbs 9, verse 10. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and knowledge of the Holy One is understanding. This verse is a cornerstone of biblical wisdom. It tells us that wisdom begins not with ourselves, but with God. By fearing the Lord, by respecting and obeying Him, we lay the foundation for wisdom to take root in our hearts. Now consider Proverbs 1, verse 7. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. Here we see a clear distinction between the wise and the foolish. Those who fear the Lord, who respect His authority and seek His guidance, are on the path to knowledge. However, those who reject wisdom and instruction, who dismiss the fear of the Lord, are portrayed as fools. So we see that the fear of the Lord is not about trembling in terror, but about respecting and acknowledging His supreme authority. It's about understanding that His wisdom is far greater than any human wisdom, and that by seeking to understand Him, we can begin to truly understand ourselves and the world around us. Therefore, fearing the Lord is about living a life of reverence, obedience, and awe towards Him. It's about humbly acknowledging our limited human understanding and seeking to know God better. It's about recognizing His authority over all creation and striving to live in accordance with His divine wisdom. So, chosen ones, fearing the Lord isn't about being scared, but about respecting, obeying, and living in awe of Him. Chosen ones, the Bible encourages us to pursue wisdom and knowledge. But how do we do that? This question might have crossed your mind a time or two, and that's absolutely okay. It's completely natural to question the path, wisdom, and knowledge. Today we'll journey through the book of Proverbs, focusing on chapter 2, verse 6. In this verse, a profound truth emerges. For the Lord gives wisdom, from His mouth come knowledge and understanding. This passage reassures that wisdom isn't stumbled upon by chance, rather it's a divine gift, a treasure given to us by the Lord from His lips to our hearts, filling us with knowledge and understanding. But here's the essential part: we must seek it. The Lord rewards those who earnestly strive for wisdom and knowledge. Hence, the pursuit of wisdom isn't a passive endeavor, it's an active, engaging quest that demands our full commitment. A complementary verse is found in the book of James, chapter 1, verse 5. If any of you lacks wisdom, You should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you. Isn't this beautiful? The Lord doesn't withhold wisdom from us. He doesn't find fault in us when we lack it. Instead, he encourages us to ask for it, promising to give without measure. So, what's the big picture? It's that the pursuit of wisdom and knowledge isn't about hoarding information or impressing others with our intellectual prowess. It's about striving to know God better, to comprehend his will, and to live according to his purposes. It's about recognizing that wisdom and knowledge are divine gifts, generously bestowed upon those who earnestly seek them. So, seeking wisdom and knowledge is an active, continuous process guided by our desire to know God better. As chosen ones, let's engrave this truth in our hearts as we persist in our journey towards wisdom and knowledge. Chosen ones, did you know that humility is closely linked with wisdom in the Bible? This could be a revelation, but in the vast expanse of the Bible's wisdom literature, humility and wisdom are frequently depicted as two sides of the same coin. One of the most striking verses on this subject is Proverbs 11:2. When pride comes, then comes disgrace, but with humility comes wisdom. This verse tells us that pride, the opposite of humility, leads to disgrace, but the humble, they're graced with wisdom. It's a clear statement about the value of humility and its close connection to wisdom. Another verse, Proverbs 15:33, also makes this link explicit. Wisdom's instruction is to fear the Lord, and humility comes before honor. Here, humility isn't just linked to wisdom, it's positioned as a precursor to honor. The implication is that humility, wisdom, and honor are all interconnected. But what does this mean practically? It means acknowledging our limitations, understanding that we don't possess all the answers, and being open to learning from others. It's about recognizing that wisdom isn't just about accumulating knowledge, it's about applying that knowledge in a humble and respectful manner. Ponder on this. If we're consumed with pride, we're not going to listen to others or heed their advice. We'll assume we know best, and that's the fastest way to err, to miss out on opportunities to learn and grow. But when we're humble, we're open, we're receptive. We understand that everyone, no matter who they are, has something to teach us. Humility, then, is a doorway to wisdom. It opens us up to the world around us, to new experiences and ideas, to the wisdom that God has scattered throughout his creation. It's a prerequisite for gaining wisdom, a necessary attribute for anyone who seeks to grow in understanding and knowledge. So to gain wisdom, we must first humble ourselves before God. This is a powerful reminder of our place in the grand scheme of things, reminding us that true wisdom comes not from ourselves, but from God, and that humility is the first step on the journey to gaining that wisdom. Chosen ones, wisdom isn't just about knowledge, it's also about righteous living. This timeless truth is exquisitely expressed in verses such as Proverbs 10:31 and James 3:13. Shall we take a moment to reflect on Proverbs 10:31, which articulates, "The mouth of the righteous brings forth wisdom." This isn't only about uttering wise words, but it also underscores the correlation between wisdom and a life lived righteously. It is insufficient to solely proclaim wisdom. It is imperative that we embody it in our everyday actions and choices. Wisdom is fundamentally manifested the life we lead. Transitioning to the verse from James 3:13, it pronounces, "Who is wise and understanding among you? Let them show it by their good life, by deeds done in the humility that comes from wisdom." This verse accentuates that wisdom is not just about intellectual comprehension. It's about demonstrating virtuous conduct and performing deeds in humility. Wisdom is not an accolade to be showcased, but a tool for living a virtuous and humble life. Wisdom, thus, is inherently tied to our actions, to our comportment and interactions with others. It's about executing righteous decisions and choices. It's about leading a life that reflects humility, kindness, and a profound comprehension of right and wrong. The extent of our wisdom is not merely in the knowledge we hold, but in the goodness we propagate and the humility with which we do it. So when we think of wisdom, let's not just consider it as a compilation of knowledge. Let's perceive it as a guiding principle that molds our actions and decisions, that influences our lifestyle and interactions with others. In conclusion, wisdom isn't just about what we know, but about how we live. So let's endeavor to live wisely, to live righteously, and to live humbly. Because genuine wisdom is mirrored not just in our words, but more significantly, in our actions. Chosen ones, wisdom isn't just for our personal growth, it's also for community engagement. Now let us explore some verses that perfectly embody this. One such verse is Proverbs 11:14, which states, "Where there is no guidance, a people falls, but in an abundance of counselors there is safety." This verse underlines the significance of collective wisdom in decision-making. It's akin to a ship sailing through tempestuous seas. With multiple hands on the helm, the possibility of safely reaching the shore. Similarly, Proverbs 15:22 admonishes us, "Without counsel, plans fail, but with many advisors, they succeed." It underscores the importance of wisdom in the form of guidance from others. When we make decisions collectively, our individual blind spots are covered by others' perspectives. This collective wisdom, drawn from a myriad of life experiences, assists us in making comprehensive decisions that benefit the entire community. Isn't simply about grasping profound truths or making judicious decisions. It's also about resolving disagreements. In a community, conflicts are unavoidable. However, wisdom enables us to face these conflicts with a balanced viewpoint, encouraging harmony and unity. Consider, for instance, Proverbs 12:18. It declares, "There is one whose rash words are like sword thrusts, but the tongue of the wise brings healing." This verse beautifully captures the potency of wise words. They can diffuse conflicts, repair relationships, and bring healing to our communities. It's evident then that wisdom is not restricted to the individual. It overflows, influencing those around us. It directs us in our interactions, decisions, and in how we contribute to our communities. It aids us in nurturing environments of mutual respect, understanding, and harmony. Fundamentally, wisdom isn't a fortress we erect around ourselves. It's a bridge we construct to others. It's about comprehending the world indeed, but it's also about understanding one another, about nurturing connections and fortifying the fabric of our communities. So, chosen ones, wisdom isn't a solo journey. It's also about contributing to the well-being of our community. Chosen ones, wisdom and knowledge have transformative power. But how can they transform our lives? Let's journey through the sacred texts, like Romans 12:2, where wisdom and knowledge are celebrated not as mere intellectual apparatus, but as catalysts for profound metamorphosis. The scripture reads, "Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind." In this passage, the Bible urges us to liberate ourselves from worldly patterns and instead seize the transformative power of wisdom. And when we welcome wisdom and knowledge, we're not just ingesting facts or piling up information. We're rejuvenating our minds. This rejuvenation is a process of transformation, a metamorphosis of the mind that allows us to perceive the world through a fresh perspective, one that is lucid, luminous, and more discerning. Ephesians 4:23 further reinforces this transformative power of wisdom and knowledge, stating, "And to be renewed in the spirit of your minds." The language here is compelling, isn't it? It echoes an inner revitalization, a spiritual resurgence driven by wisdom and knowledge. This scripture is a reminder that wisdom and knowledge aren't mere intellectual quests. They're spiritual ventures that invigorate our minds and enrich our spirits. This transformation isn't confined to the personal sphere, but it's also relational. As we evolve in wisdom and knowledge, we become better prepared to serve others, to make significant contributions to our communities, and to navigate life's tribulations with elegance and resilience. In the majestic of life, wisdom and knowledge are the threads that interweave our experiences, bestowing upon them depth, vibrancy, and significance. They are the compass that leads us, the beacon that lights up our path, and the catalyst that accelerates our journey towards growth, comprehension, and eventually, transformation. Thus, wisdom and knowledge are not simply there to make us feel more intelligent. They exist to morph us into superior versions of ourselves. Chosen ones, we've journeyed through various Bible verses that give us more wisdom and knowledge for life. Our expedition began by deciphering two critical virtues, wisdom and knowledge, and how they are deeply intertwined. Wisdom being the ability to think and act using knowledge, experience, understanding, common sense and insight, and knowledge being the understanding and awareness of facts, information, descriptions or skills are highly esteemed in the Bible. From there, we ventured into the fear of the Lord, known as an awe and reverence for God, which is the bedrock of wisdom and knowledge. This isn't the fear that pushes us away, but rather one that pulls us closer to Him, guiding us to a deeper comprehension and a life harmonized with His divine will. We've examined verses that advocate the pursuit of wisdom and knowledge, stating that this quest is a lifelong journey, not a terminal point. Along with this, we've observed how humility works in tandem with wisdom, nurturing a heart ready to learn, grow, and we've investigated verses that associate wisdom with righteous living, illustrating a life that is gratifying, full of purpose, and synchronized with God's plan. We've also witnessed how wisdom inspires community involvement, encouraging unity, love, and mutual respect among believers. Lastly, we've witnessed the transformative strength of wisdom and knowledge, their capability to navigate us through life's hurdles and empower us to serve others efficiently, mirroring God's love in our deeds. The Bible is not just a book, it serves as a guide, a counselor, a friend that is always prepared to bestow more wisdom and knowledge for life. Remember, the pursuit of wisdom and knowledge is a lifelong journey. If you found this video beneficial, please leave a comment below and share your Christian journey of seeking knowledge and wisdom with us. Also, don't go just yet though. Watch the next video on your screen. Thank you, chosen ones, for joining us on this exploration of wisdom and knowledge.